the Traveling Fools, and of course, his name is Jack.
I'm the king of the world!
Exactly like the Traveling Fool and Where the Wild Things Are.
You are now the king, and you will be a truly great king.
I see. I used to travel by air.
By air?
Notice how the director is showing you the ship sinking. Exactly like the Traveling Jack in the Pirates of the Caribbean. And as you watch this symbolism, think about the Titanic.
Would you brave the weird and haunted shores at world's end?
Notice how the ship is about to fall into the abyss. And of course they show you the icebergs. And the theme of the sinking ship. Which is being taken down by the primordial goddess of the abyss. The Traveling Seaman.
Iceberg, right ahead! Haul away!
The water is freezing and they're launching off boats. Half the people on the
For God's sake, there's women and children down here! Let us out so we can have a chance!
Where are you going?
God almighty.
This is it!
And like the Pirates of the Caribbean. So it's always about the sinking ship to the abyss, and notice they even kiss as the ship sinks exactly like the Titanic. The fertility and the death from the Titan Saturn L. And that's why the film 2012 that was released on the night of the black moon, they show you the virgin goddess who bears the light. And the first planet they show you is the god Saturn L, Cronus. And of course they show you God's son, because this is about astrotheology. And once again we have the traveling fools aboard the ship. And they show you the wrecked ship in the water exactly like the Titanic. Notice the jet. And now the obelisk. And believe it or not, they're gonna actually make Titanic 2.
100 years later, the world's greatest ship
Most sophisticated ship ever created, the Titanic 2!
Let's make history. Will sail again.
Requiring immediate assistance.
Looks like history's repeating itself.
So it's really not the Titanic, it's called the Titan Ice. And that's why the Tennessee Titans are ice blue. So the Titans are always associated with the blue ice. Or the death from the black ice of the abyss. which is the whole ambiance of the Clash of the Titans, which is also about a ship and the traveling fools, or the seamen, and a sinking ship. So like I said, the Kraken is actually the female aspect of the primordial goddess from the Black Abyss. Like in the story of Adam and Eve, where Adam's first wife is actually called Lilith, and she is the death demon goddess of the air. And in the Bible, she is represented as the serpent. She is the primordial death goddess from the Black Abyss. And of course, Lilith is the queen of the demons, or the deities of the moon. And that's why I call the Black Moon of Lilith, from the death demon goddess. And that's why Lilith is the goddess worshipped in witchcraft. The serpent, shapeshifter, and queen of the night, or the Black Abyss. Now I could be wrong, but I don't believe at all in the whole story of the reptilian shapeshifters. Once again, they're trying to fool the public. Her name is Queen Elizabeth, but that doesn't mean she's a shapeshifter. She's just the queen of the primordial goddess of the Black Abyss. And that's why they show the serpent Basilisk in Harry Potter, or like the dragon slayer Alice, who slays the serpentine dragon. So before the primordial earth goddess Gaia was born, there was the black goddess of the black chaos of the abyss. And so they teach us that the universe was created from a big bang, and they focus on the black hole. Because that's the black hole of the abyss that we are all born from, because this is just a form of sex magic. And that's why the evil demon goddess of the underworld is a woman. And she comes from the depths of the deep. And she's the death goddess, or the deity of the moon. So in the 5,000-year-old story of the 7 tablets, the Enemu Elai, or the Enuma Elish, which is the ancient deluge myth of the ancient flood story, where Enlil was mad at the human race, so he sent a great flood to kill them all. Exactly like the story of the Book of Genesis, or the Gene of Isis, which talks about the biblical flood. And according to the ancient text, Tiamat is the primordial serpent monster goddess, the evil chaos goddess that Marduk slays, the primeval goddess that is represented by the serpent, the snake, or the dragon, or the Dagon. And the word Tiamat means the deep. So whenever you see a serpent or a sea monster, it's actually the representation of the ancient serpent goddess.
Release the Kraken!
And like the traveling fools aboard the Odyssey, we have the seamen who are all alone in the vast sea of the Black Abyss. And if you pay attention to the movie The Odyssey, you'll know it's talking about sex magic, because the seamen enter the sacred cave of the goddess. And the deeper down the tunnel they go, they awaken the primeval monster of the female goddess. And that's why in the movie they show you the seamen battling the sea monster inside the deep caverns of the cave, or the labyrinth. And that's why they bear the light of the fire fertility and the phallic sword. Then they come to the end where they meet the mouth of the primeval goddess. The cave opening is the vagina, but this is the cervix of the woman, and that's why it's contracting and opening, and that's why it's swallowing up all the seamen. So it's like a big bucket of water, or the bottomless pit, and that's why it swallows all of them up, including the ship. And then they show you the primeval goddess having an orgasm and squirting up in the air, which is the female ejaculation, like when she squirts.